I'm going to have opening prayer. Alright, dear Lord, thank you for letting us all gather together to explore ideas to help strengthen our connection with you. And with your blessing, may we get the wisdom to understand and the practicality to place these ideas in use in order to be able to see, and with our love, let that overflow to those around us. In the name of Jesus, amen. I'm free, a new addition to all of our sayings. Alright, again, you'll have to do this mentally, Josh. Mom and Dad just follow along with us. We have a little pattern here. This is the nature of personal reality, and we've moved on through. We're up to chapter 5 now.
The 21st already?
Yeah, this is winter, first day of winter. And we're to, I think it's session 623.
What page?
This is going to be 82, session 623.
Okay.
Alright, now just read a little bit and we'll reach a point that'll we'll stop. You guys ready? Good. 82, down near the bottom.
Would you like a book?
No, kid, it's too dark.
Oh.
No, I was just thinking,
That's alright.
you guys all have good eyes.
I thought the same thing.
Alright, we're going to start with the bottom paragraph. It, and this has to do with the inner self, okay? And I'll just stop and review as we go along. The outer self is us that we know, that's speaking right now, I'm thinking. Our inner self is the aspect that connects us to larger, deeper parts of ourself that is able to help us as we function. Alright, it, or the inner self, does not leave the conscious mind at loose ends, nor isolate it from the fountains of its own being. Okay, everybody see that? You got it, Josh? Okay. Because the conscious mind is part of the inner self, it is obviously made of the same energy, filled with the same vitality, and revitalized by the deep sources of creativity from which all being emerges. So, does everybody follow what we read? Okay. You must understand that it is not cut off from the inner self. The inner self keeps the physical body alive even as it is formed it. The miraculous constant translation of spirit into flesh is carried on with inexhaustible energy by these inner portions of being. But in all cases, the inner self looks to the conscious mind for its assessment of the body's condition and reality, and forms the image in line with the conscious mind's beliefs. Okay, briefly, what basically is occurring is our miraculous body creation is occurring every second. The numbers are astounding what's occurring. Something as 25,000 neuron connections are changing in our brain every second. Okay. Obviously, the conscious mind cannot do this. All right. So we have to have some sort of structure for understanding this. So our inner self is doing this. Okay. That's just the brain. Our cells are being replaced all the time. I mean, it's just, if you look at the body formation, it's miraculous. What is being said here is, if my mind is saying, oh, I feel healthy today, then that gives ourselves a message that actually helps direct the inner self. If we wake up and say, oh, I'm so tired, okay, even physically talking about it, then that's reinforcing that condition, and the inner self will not automatically make it so you're not tired, it will make it so that you're tired. And these are simple things just to understand how it works, okay? So once you recognize you're tired, if you can either go to bed, take a nap, or sit down and give yourself suggestions, or you can say to yourself, and now I will feel better soon, or I will feel more awake soon. And that is how it works, okay? And let's see what the next thing says. So, once more, you form reality through your beliefs, and your most intimate production is your physical body. Your beliefs about it are constantly fed into inner data. You organize on an unconscious level the atoms and molecules that compose your cells to form your body. But the blueprint is made by your conscious beliefs. All right? Now that's probably going to be our sentence of the week, because there's a big reason for that. To change your body, you change your beliefs, even in the face of physical data or evidence that conflicts. So those last two sentences will be it. As far as reading, Bible study's done. But the last two sentences are essential. The second to the last sentence absolutely contradicts science, 100%. If you're looking into how science is telling us what's going on, it'll say this is how science would read it. But the blueprint is made by your DNA. And they've done a lot of experiments to try to see how conscious beliefs affect the body in terms of DNA transmission, and they've never found any specific proof yet that conscious beliefs change your DNA transmission from being to being, like when you have children. However, what we are learning through this material is that that's not it. The blueprint is made by your conscious beliefs. And the reason that's important, okay, isn't so much what we're doing now to affect our offspring. It's what we're doing now affects us in the next hour, in the next day, in the next week. So instead of waiting for science to catch up for this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and act on this material, okay? And then luckily, this is the best part, you can run your own experiment. And that's what the second sentence, the last sentence of this paragraph says. To change your body, you change your beliefs, even in the face of physical data or evidence that conflicts. So you'll get the most easily experiment run and set up right here in front of you. And for example, you have something that you want to change about your body. It's a certain way. You change the way you think, and you watch. And if your body changes in line with what you're thinking, then that's proof that this is how this works. Okay? Does that make sense? What he says is if it doesn't work, please examine your conscious mind on a deeper level to see if there's some underlying reason that might be preventing it from being implemented also. Okay?
Is this just to how you see yourself or how others see you?
Just
also?
how you see yourself. Okay?
Okay, that's it. That would be where I could see that.
Right.
Can
Yeah.
I mention something? For me, what I've experienced is how someone sees themselves, others will see them in that fashion.
You hope. Well, I mean, if it's
Overall, right, or bad. You know, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
if someone focuses on,
good. Then
oh, I don't look very good, oh, blah, blah, blah,
There you go.
and keeps telling themselves that, then other people will not, you know, will think, oh, they don't look very good.
Well, that happened today.
Right.
Yeah.
And however, if someone thinks, well, you know, I'm great, you know, regardless how I look, you know, I look fine, then everyone else is fine with it. In my opinion, that's just something that I've noticed for a long time.
Yeah.
And I knew that as a little girl, because I remember I was on the swing set as a little girl, must have been about 7 or 8, and my little girlfriend was swinging with me, and she looks at me and she says, Carol, why do all the boys like you? And I sat there and I was swinging and I thought about it. I says, well, maybe because I think I'm pretty. And because I think I'm pretty, then other people think I'm pretty. And that was it.
No, it
So-
works for
Right.
anybody. If
Yeah.
you think well of yourself,
Right.
you really do get better results.
Right.
Plus physically, the nonverbal communication is high, 70-80%, she'll carry herself more well in the sense of stature, posture, what she says, all kinds of nonverbal communication if she's thinking of herself as pretty or nice or good or any of
person,
those
right.
things. If we think of ourselves in a different way, where, oh, my hair's a mess or whatever,
Right.
you're worried about it, you slouch a little bit, blah, 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 you know, and all those things get communicated. But I do want to say, that's not what this is about.
Oh,
Okay. This does not talk about how other people are perceiving it. This is so that you'll know how to take care of your own situation first. Now, he does say, and we've already read it, that when you make these changes, you may notice that people around you can sort of give you either hints of things that they may not necessarily want you to change, you know, particularly if you're dealing with big things, you know, a change of your physical weight, for example, either up or down, a change of addictive behavior. You know, a lot of people live with enablers, and then they don't necessarily like it when you decide not to be addicted anymore, or on and on. On small things, though, you can easily do this, and you don't need to really even broadcast it to anybody. You just take care of it yourself. So this is what we're going to do. The last two sentences, we're going to winnow them down, and so we have what's called our basic statement. We try to keep it as few words as possible to remember today's lesson. Is this still on? I'll make sure. Yeah, it's good. All right. So we need to look at this. Again, something I learned from Carol is to change things into a positive deal. So when the first word of the last, second to last sentence begins with but, I don't like that because that is sort of negates things before it. So, but the blueprint is made by your conscious beliefs. So all he has to do is say, the blueprint is made by your conscious beliefs. However, we are going to skip that, okay, and we'll use that. I don't want us to focus again on setting ourselves up for a conflict with the world at large in terms of scientific understanding. What I want us to do is to focus on what we can do that's positive. Therefore, to change your body, you change your beliefs, even in the face of physical data or evidence that conflicts. Okay? So this sentence is what we need to make simpler to understand. So y'all know how to do this, right? Right, so changing your beliefs, something. Changing your beliefs.
Changing my beliefs.
Changing my beliefs, right, going personal, changing my beliefs. So,
Changes my body.
is that just if you aren't satisfied with something, or what if you're satisfied with most everything?
the bottom line is if you're satisfied with most everything, Seth says you don't even need this book. Okay? He
You know where
does.
I'm getting it.
He says that's good because this information is for people that need a little bit of extra help on understanding how to make their life more fulfilling.
Okay,
All right.
we can all use that. Yeah. We just are done and happy of it.
Well, the whole point is to feel that every day is fulfilling, and you want to feel that joy of fulfillment, and that's the whole point.
I only
of
had
it.
one day I was depressed up there, only one.
That's pretty good.
Remember, and I bet you remember the day.
Well, let me think. I probably don't,
No,
but I remember it if you mentioned it, I think.
in that past, I got over that.
Our challenge out of this last sentence, this is a little bit harder because we have to be able to put this together, is to be able to convince ourselves to continue with thinking this new changed belief, even though the physical data that we're experiencing is not what it is that we're focused on. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be imagining ourselves in the future as a different person, whether it's I'm over my flu, or my leg will heal and I'll walk better than I ever, or whatever it is that you choose, even though you still may be sick in bed with the flu, or you still may not be up to the level you want to be as far as your healing. Okay? In face of conflicting evidence, it doesn't change the fact that you change your body by changing your beliefs. So he wants us to understand you not only don't give up on this imagined thought, the whole point is to use the imagined thought to initiate the change. There's a time lag that occurs. Okay? It took some time for us to get in whatever condition we're at, and then to improve ourselves, it takes some time.
So how about when I change my body, I change my beliefs?
Well,
It's the other way around.
Oh, so when I change my beliefs, I change my
Right,
body.
right.
Okay.
Or just changing my beliefs changes my body.
Fine, and the only thing we have to add to that is to persevere, because there's going to be this time lag. That's what the whole point is to give us that reassurance.
How
that
you
this is
believe
it.
you can do changes how you can do.
Right. So, you know what this is? It hit me. This is the exact description of faith.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That is.
Remember how we were able to define faith? Faith is belief in a positive outcome despite the evidence. And that's what this is. So how can we do this? Faith that my beliefs will change my body. I have faith that my beliefs will change my body. That's all we need to say, as long as you understand what faith is. Okay? Everybody got it? Any questions?
Do you think you couldn't have a negative faith?
Yes, you can. But we
But we don't want it.
We-
We don't
we-
have it.
we,
But I do think people like
Oh,
who are
absolutely.
atheists have a negative faith.
well, possibly. Let's
No,
let's
their
hold
faith
that
is
just for a second. Wait,
atheism.
we're at the end here. So
Oh, okay.
that was a question. So
I don't
does
know.
anybody even remember the sentence?
I
I
said?
have faith that my beliefs.
Will change my body, or leave out the word will. I have beliefs that I have faith that my beliefs change my body. Let's at least get that on paper. We can talk about what you said. I
Oh,
have
no, I just.
faith that my
What you
beliefs
have.
change my body. And that, you know why we left out the word will?
Because she changed her body. I'm looking at it. Where is she? This is a different body.
It is, and this is a perfect example.
I mean, I'm
You know,
looking at it and it's great.
we go through this all the time and don't understand why or how it works. This is why. I have faith that my beliefs change my body. And we left off the word will, because what would happen is if we stuck in the word will, does anybody know? Don't know. You know why?
Because.
What would
Oh,
if I have faith that my beliefs will change my body, what would happen?
then if they do change your body and it's negative,
It would always put it into the present, would be pushing it into the future, see? And what we want to do is we want to bring the future
Present.
into the present. See, instead of always waiting for the future outcome, what we are doing is we're imagining the future outcome is here now. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump ahead. What we're going to find throughout time in this book is there's going to be 4 ways that this occurs, and I'll just mention it because we're going to learn them. Okay? You're going to have your statement of what you believe will be the changes. Okay? You're going to have your period of time where you believe that you have this power to do that, the attitude. Okay? You're going to have a period of time, these are like 5 minutes a day, where you actually sit down and imagine that that new self, your new body, is here in whatever ways you want. If you want to be able to run more, then you would just imagine that you're running more. And then once a day you act as if it's true. Those 4 things are going to reinforce what we're just beginning to learn here. And the reason I did that was try to tie all this in. There's a lot of information here, but because I've read this and I see how it's all connected, I don't want you to get bogged down and just lose the big picture here. So the whole point is to try to improve ourselves with, if you see clearly what is we're learning here, is this is an a priori experiment that can be done. So science, if they're willing, can see that this is actually the way it is. So I have faith that my beliefs change my body. As we do this throughout life, what we are going to understand then is how our connection with God is going to fit into this statement. Right now we're just learning how we are creating every moment our most intimate creation, which is our physical body. We have to use our physical body in order to function and express ourselves. And what he has said, what Seth has said, is our soul connects right here, each moment. This moment is the connection between our soul and our body. Okay? And there's a result of that explains something that many people get, so that they wonder, and that is, why does it always seem that we're so self-centered? Why does it always seem that the world tends to revolve around, me as I walk from room to room? And that's because this is the way it's set up. Our personal soul connects through our body at this point in time. It has to occur somehow, and this is how we are right now. So, any questions? All right. I can say closing prayer whenever you want to. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for giving us time to spend and learn more in order to understand better who we are, to know